Hey guys, I'm here for Pistons News Reviews 22 to talk about one word, one hyphen, four letters, T-Mac. That's right, the Detroit Pistons have officially signed Tracy McGrady to a one-year contract at the veterans minimum of $1.18 million, I believe. And my take on this is I think it's a great move, and I also think it tells all of us fans one thing, that we will make a move with probably Richard Hamilton. So by the time the season starts, I don't expect Rip Hamilton to be on this team. The question is, who do we trade for? I think that we have a lot of viable options, such as just trading him straight up for somebody, maybe trying to make a three-team trade him to somebody, have somebody give somebody else two people, and get one person from that other person. This big four-team trade that went down with Trevor Ariza for Darren Collison, it kind of sniped what I was hoping would happen, because we all know that the Hornets aren't happy with Emeka Okafor and they want to move him. So I'm thinking that we should go somewhere in that direction with Okafor moving out and coming to Detroit. That's what I would like, because he's good at two things, rebounding and defense, and personally that's what I think we need on this team, especially in the defensive category. As far as what else should we do, since I don't think that'll happen, I really don't know. A move's gonna happen. Dumars has said that he won't trade Tayshaun Prince unless he requests a trade, so I don't think Tayshaun's going anywhere. I think that what we should do is just try to trade Rip to somebody that could use somebody like him. Maybe somebody that's kind of low in the league. Maybe somebody like the Nets or something like that. But I'd love to see him go to a championship contender like the Celtics or something, but that's probably not going to happen. So what I think we should do is try and trade Rip to a team that would like to have a player like Rip Hamilton. Maybe a team like the Knicks, and maybe make it a three-team trade where we get Okafor or somebody like that in return for Rip Hamilton, because I don't know any people out there that we're just going to be able to call up and get a trade for Rip Hamilton going on. I look around the league, I look at all the different possibilities, and I don't see a whole lot that we can jump on. You have teams that have people a lot like Rip Hamilton that don't need him. Then you have teams that need a shooter like him but don't have the money because he's got a $13 million contract, and that's hard to move. So it's going to take two people no matter where we trade him, unless we do something stupid like trade him for Eddie Curry, who's completely out of shape and probably won't even make the Knicks or play at all for the Knicks this year. I already said the Knicks, so maybe we trade him for Eddie Curry just because we need that opening in the roster spot. The Knicks could use a shooter like Rip, and Eddie Curry's contract expires in a year. We can still re-sign Tayshaun next offseason if that's what we want to do. Have enough money to re-sign T-Mac if that's what we want to do. Honestly, if it works out with Tracy McGrady this year, I don't think he's going to be going anywhere for a while. Probably going to retire with the Pistons because he knows he doesn't need any more money. He was the highest paid player in the NBA for 5 seasons, I believe. And that's a lot of money when people are getting new contracts every year and yours is still the highest. What was it, like $23 million? I remember trying to trade for him on video games it's like impossible. He has so much money that you had to pay him. You had to trade away like half your starters just to get him on your team. But I think we should just make one big move with Rip and keep the team that we have. Honestly, I would love to see us trade for a couple not as popular players that we think could fill in a good role and make a big impact, like somebody to fill in as a point guard, even though I'm not so sure about that anymore, because sounds like we might sign Edgar Sosa to a deal, and I think he'll be just what we need. But I think we have a point guard issue and we have a rebounding and defense issue. And those are the two things that we have to address this season. Hopefully, Rodney Stuckey will start playing like a point guard. If he does, we're set. If not, we could be in trouble, because I don't know what's going to come out of this whole off-season moves that we've made so far. I mean, you look at our backcourt right now. We signed Will Bynum. We signed Tariq White. We have Rodney Stuckey. Those are the three people we can list under the point guard spot. We go to the next spot at the shooting guard. We have Richard Hamilton, Ben Gordon, and Tracy McGrady, overloaded with three of the best shooting guards in the league. I don't care what people say about Tracy McGrady. He's been injured. You ask a lot of people around the league, they'll say he is just a couple months away from being the old Tracy McGrady, and that's what I personally believe. I've been a big T-Mac fan for a while, so you can call me biased, but I honestly think it's going to happen. Now, as far as the rest of the offseason is concerned, like I said, one move Rip Hamilton. Keep Tayshaun Prince. You look at that spot, you have DeJuan Summers, Austin Day, Tayshaun Prince. People are saying Tracy McGrady. I think that this spot is set because we've already talked about moving Jerebko up. If we want to move Rip Hamilton, I think a piece that we could use that he hasn't lived up to the potential that we thought he would live up to. We gave him a big contract last offseason. I think we could try and maybe package Jason Maxiell in with this deal, because you have Maxiell, Villanueva, Jerebko at the 4 spot. Then you can also put Greg Monroe at that spot. You can also put maybe Ben Wallace at that spot. You can also put Chris Wilcox at that spot. You look at the centers, it's Greg Monroe, Ben Wallace, and Chris Wilcox. Wilcox would be the person that I would like for us to move, because he didn't do anything for us last year. He just took up a spot on the bench. But that's probably not going to happen. Try to move somebody with some value like Jason Maxiell. I love the guy. I'm a University of Cincinnati fan. I like their college basketball and college football programs, but I'm not going to sit here and say keep Maxiell. And I'm not going to sit here and say keep Prince because he's my favorite player on the Pistons. Well, one, he's not my favorite player on the Pistons anymore. That's Tracy McGrady. And two, I just think that Tayshaun is too much of a value to trade for somebody that won't have nearly as much value as he does. He's averaged 20 points a game when he was healthy. Averaging like 5 assists when he's healthy. He is our point forward when he's healthy and when he's playing like he used to. And he normally does. That's why I think he is our greatest asset, and we need to take advantage of Tayshaun Prince. So I think we trade Rip, maybe package him with Wilcox, see what we can get there. Then we keep Tayshaun, keep McGrady, keep Ben Gordon. Those three are going to be big for us this year, and I can already see it. Gotta figure out what's happening with Stuckey. If he does not produce as a point guard first half of the season, I think we should trade him. Trade him as a shooting guard to a team with a valued point guard for somebody that we can use in return. Because Will Bynum can start and play at the point guard position if we need him to. Tariq White is going to be something, and I think that he could fill in at that spot. So, that being said, I think that the McGrady move was a great move. I think he's exactly what we needed in our backcourt, somebody that can slash and get to the basket. And I think that we need to use Rip Hamilton to get somebody else. This is Micah for Pistons News Reviews 22, signing off.